This is a CNN breaking news report. Hi, I'm Thomas Weiskircher, CNN Nightly News reporter. This is a special news report. As we approach the ever-impending inauguration of Mr. Donald Trump, we just want to remember the world's worst disasters. We have been looking at these every night, and now we are finally at its end with the worst disaster in the world. In December of 1984, in Bhopal, India, an MIC unit, or methyl isocyanate unit, which is an extremely toxic chemical, was released to Bhopal and the surrounding area, killing 5,200 people from the poisonous chemical, and an estimated 8,000 have died since. Carbide was a victim of sabotage when water was put into the MIC unit, which causes a chain reaction and a vent lifted up, releasing the gas into the air. Many have been left with serious illnesses and injuries that will last their whole entire life and affect their kids. The gas clouded Bhopal and the surrounding shanty towns in Madhya Pradesh. This is considered the worst industrial disaster in the history of the world. Now, with this, there have been many human health dangers. MIC and the other chemicals that were released can cause blinding, immediate death through inhalation in large amounts, which is unfortunately what happened to many of the victims. It just felt like they were suffocating and could not breathe. Now, it also contaminated the water sources, which killed many other people in large amounts when they would consume the water. It has also caused miscarriages, asthma, neonatal deaths, tubular kidney necrosis, respiratory collapse, and fatty degeneration of the liver, along with other things. Now, many environmental dangers were present in Bhopal. It was one of the worst environmental tragedies there have been. It was a dumping ground for chemicals even before the release of the chemicals from the plant, and they got into the water before and after and killed many of the fish populations surrounding, which affected the surrounding towns. It ended the availability of fresh water when the MIC got into the water, and for many years it was never clean. Acid rains were constant. Chemicals killed anything, especially plants and animals, and anywhere from hundreds of yards from the plant. The soil was so contaminated that the farmers surrounding the area could not grow and still are not able to grow plants successfully anymore. The plant closed after 1984 and was never cleaned up until starting in 1990 because of the litigation cases that had to do with Union Carbide and the government of India. They would not let it touch it. The waste was all closed landfilled, so the waste is all in one area at a big landfill. It is currently being incinerated in small amounts, which is giving off safe levels of toxins into the environment. Now, in large areas this could hurt it, but it is okay because they have proven that just small enough amounts have no effect on people. India has been doing the incineration since 2007, 8 years, and then they finally were able to open a new site in 2015. They currently are doing a better job. The total cost for the cleanup has been around $130 million. Now, the current environment condition. As of 2015 and a 2013 report, both have said that the groundwater is clean in Bhopal and is not hurting the surrounding area. Now, 335 tons of waste remain and are landfilled and are soon to be incinerated, but it will take many years. Bhopal soil is still contaminated with MIC, which means that farmers still cannot grow successfully. MIC and other chemicals are still present in the air in small concentration amounts. and it's not yet up to perfect human status for living. The ecosystem trees and agricultural plants do not grow, and if they do, they grow very awfully. They used to grow very big around the surrounding area of Bhopal, but now are choked and do not grow very well at all as the soil is contaminated. Now, for the cleanup and the helping of the victims, Union Carbide, USIL, the Union Carbide India Limited, the government of India, and the American Congress helped with the cleanup. Now, they created the Emergency Planning and Community Right to Know Act, or EPCRA, in 1986, which makes sure that Americans and Indians both will be informed by the government of dangerous toxins and places going around on the plant. Also, American citizens are allowed to obtain documents legally that state about the toxin levels and anything they would like to hear and investigate about if they have any questions. This just helps to help the safety of the American and Indian people. Also, that regulations were set on chemical and nuclear power plant factories that make it a lot more safe for people surrounding that area. Union Carbide had to pay $470 million in settlements to the Indian government in 1989 based on the 1985 Bhopal Gas Leak Act. Union Carbide Employees Relief Fund, right after it happened in 1985, raised $120,000. Now, this was especially big because this was the employees of Union Carbide from America donating to the cause. Union Carbide and USIL paid just below $100 million toward cleanup and building of hospitals, along with millions donated from non-profits such as the Red Cross and the American Environmental Protection Agency. Now, I have a special story for you all tonight. My grandfather actually worked for Union Carbide and helped start up the MIC unit in Bhopal. Now, he never went over to Bhopal, but he was one of the main contributors. Now, as you may know, in Institute, West Virginia, where he worked, later, about 6 months later after the Bhopal accident, there was a small release of chemicals, also in West Virginia, but it was not the MIC. It was just other chemicals that caused minor irritation. But still, Union Carbide was really put under great discretion after that, and were watched carefully. Now, he was telling me that basically this led to the end of Union Carbide ever being successful in the world. Having a tragedy like this does not help. He said that in order for the MIC unit to malfunction like that, there had to be some sort of sabotage. In 1992, it was proven that a water hose was put into the MIC unit, which causes a chemical reaction and led to the release of chemicals as a valve opened. Now, my grandpa still worked for Union Carbide until the many years where it had to be sold. It was a great company for him to work for, and he doesn't mind giving a day of his life for Union Carbide. But he does agree that this is the worst disaster in history. Now, from CNN and everybody here, we do agree that this is the worst industrial disaster in the world. Could be costing around 14,000 deaths to this day. And there still is no justice for those people besides the settlement. There still is tons of waste still need to be cleaned up, and those people will have their lives forever ruined as they now have disabilities or are blind. This is a CNN special news report. Thank you for watching. Good night.